In a peaceful forest surrounded by rolling hills, there lived a little brown sparrow named Pip. Pip was an ordinary sparrow, but he had an extraordinary heart. While other birds collected food and built nests for themselves, Pip was always looking out for others. Whether it was finding food for a hungry friend, helping a young bird learn to fly, or keeping a lookout for danger, Pip was always there to lend a hand, or rather, a wing. One summer, the forest faced a terrible drought. The rivers dried up, the leaves turned brown, and food became scarce. Animals were struggling to find enough water and food to survive. The forest grew quieter each day as hunger and thirst made the animals weak and tired. Despite the tough times, Pip continued to help those around him. He shared the few seeds he could find with other birds, and even with animals much larger than himself. One day, Pip spotted a family of squirrels searching for food, their tails drooping and eyes weary. Pip quickly flew over and dropped his last seed in front of them. "Are you sure, Pip?" one of the squirrels asked, touched by his kindness. "Yes, take it. I'll find something else," Pip said with a warm smile. As the days passed, Pip grew thinner and weaker. He was struggling to find food for himself now, but he continued to help others whenever he could. Seeing Pip's selflessness, the other animals began to grow concerned. They knew he was giving up his own food to help them, and they didn't want him to suffer. One evening, a wise old owl called a meeting of the animals. "Pip has been helping each of us, even when he had little for himself," the owl said. "It's time we repay his kindness. Let us all search together and find enough food to help our friend Pip." All the animals agreed, and they set out together, searching high and low. The rabbits dug through the dry ground for hidden roots, the birds pecked at every tree for hidden seeds, and the squirrels climbed high to find any remaining nuts. After hours of searching, they gathered together with a small but precious pile of food, a few seeds, some berries, and a couple of nuts. It wasn't much, but it was all they could find. As Pip rested in his nest, weak from hunger, he heard a rustling below. He looked down to see all his forest friends gathered beneath his tree, each carrying a small piece of food. "Pip," said the wise old owl, "this is for you. You've given us so much, and now it's time we give back to you." Pip's heart swelled with gratitude as he saw the kindness of his friends. "But this is your food. I don't want you to go hungry," he protested. The animals insisted. "We would have struggled even more without your help," said the fox. "You deserve this as much as any of us." Humbled, Pip accepted the food, and the forest animals watched as he gratefully ate the small meal they had collected. Though it wasn't a feast, it gave Pip the strength he needed. As the days went on, the forest continued to face hardships, but something remarkable began to happen. Inspired by Pip's selflessness, the animals started sharing with each other. They worked together, pooling whatever food and water they could find, and dividing it equally. Through their teamwork and generosity, they found they could survive, even in the toughest of times. And though Pip was small, his actions had a big impact. He had taught the entire forest the power of kindness, compassion, and community. When the rains finally returned and the forest blossomed with life again, the animals continued to share and support each other. They never forgot the little sparrow who had shown them that, even in times of struggle, kindness and selflessness could bring light to the darkest days. And from that day on, Pip was not only a friend, but a hero to the animals in the forest, a reminder that even the smallest creature could make the biggest difference.